Roller doors are one of the most popular openings we have in any shed design. So to add them, you just can use the keyboard shortcut, and this time it's RD, roller door. So I think it's a good one to keep in mind. And then you can see that our mouse cursor is gonna change a little bit. I just press escape again, RD, and then I can just click where I want. Just like PA doors, if you have watched the previous video, this is gonna add your roller door in the middle of the bay. Another way to add a roller door, if you don't want to use the short key, is actually go to add things on walls, and we have roller doors, and the process is going to be exactly the same. Once you add your roller door, you can have a few different options for it. The first one is auto series. Auto series will update or change the series of your door directly based on the width and height of it. So if I'm just making modifications here, you can see that the series changed from A to AA once it goes through 3.5. And I'll just continue doing this, and it's gonna clash a little bit, but no problems. I'm using a version that doesn't have any issues on it. So 5.2, and now if I keep changing the height, now it goes to series B. So this is what auto series will do. It's just gonna change the series automatically as you make changes to that project. So let me just change this a little bit, something more realistic, right? So this is something that you might want to keep it on, so your series will update based on that specific width and height. The other one is bay offset. This is very similar to the PA door. So it goes to the middle of the bay, and as you're adding a bay offset, it goes to one side, or you can just move it to the other side, and it's going to be a negative value for it. So once again, this is based on the middle of the bay. If you just leave it as 0, what's the most popular option? Your roller door is going to be on the middle of the bay. Then we have the option here to change the colors. We have covered this a bit as well. And then we have chains and motors. So if you have the motor, you can see that Shedmate will automatically put a motor there. So let me just hide these walls so we can see what's going on internally. So if I click on this roller door here, I see that there is a motor, and this is going to affect your pricing, because if you have the rules in your pricing settings that you're going to do once you do the onboarding and setting up your pricing calculations, having a motor will increase the price. And then you can also have the side of where your motor is going to be placed. This is going to affect your plans, because once we create your automatic plans inside Shedmate, your floor plan is going to tell where that motor side is going to be. And we have the same for chain. So you might or might not have a chain, and you can change between left to right, and then Shedmate is going to put your chain there. So as we can see, we have a little chain here, and then I can just move it to the other side, and then it goes there. So this is really like preference. You might not worry about it depending on if you're a supplier, if you are like a shed business, but these are all options we can have. Something else we have here is the ability to override the frames. So by default, Shedmate already has some frames we use. So as we can see here, you have roller door studs. And if you want to have specific frames here, you could just select this option, and then Shedmate is going to allow you to define your mullions and your headers. So here you can just say, hey, that's going to be a C150. That's going to be a C150 as well. So as you can see, it's changing those frames. So it's very, it can get very complex in terms of what level of options you have here for the roller doors. Something else we can do is the override the rebate. So you're gonna have a concrete rebate by default here, and then you can make these modifications, and that's gonna affect your concrete plans, right? So you can put like an extra length for this rebate. You can change the rebate depth, and you can change the rebate set down. And as you're making these changes, this is all gonna affect your construction plans, especially the concreting plan. You can include footings to it. So this is generally for like larger and higher roller doors, but there is this ability here, so you can include or exclude. And all of these modifications I'm showing you here, they're generally done in later stages, not at the inquiry system that we're using here, but I'm showing you the different options you have inside that. So generally, once the client decides the design they want to go with, then it's part of the engineering or part of the technical project management to go here and actually set up the settings in a way that's going to make more sense for the project. There is also another option we have built in inside Shedmate. That's the ability to edit similar. What it does is once I click on it, it's going to get automatically the same settings we've got for this specific wall, and then I could apply that for that specific roller door, and I could apply this for all roller doors in the shed. So when I click on this, you can see that all of the other roller doors, they kind of match that one. So this is very good, especially if you're doing a storage shed or machinery shed in which you have lots of roller doors, and you all you have to do is just modify one, and then you just apply to all of the other roller doors, and that's it. Your project is updated in a very quick and easy manner. So I'll just do that again, just see if, so you can have a better understanding of what I mean. So let's say this is a project. I don't have this roller door. I'll just delete this PA door, this downpipe. And now I want to add roller doors in all of this base. But if I know it specifically that's going to be a 3x3, just make the modifications here. But I want it to be wallaby, the color. So now what I can do is I want to edit similar and apply for all roller doors in the shed. So you can see that all of the other roller doors that I have there, they're gonna modify. That's it. So very simple way to make these modifications and adaptations. Just be careful if you have all the roller doors on the other side, depending on your design, because that's gonna apply for the other ones as well. So you wanna make sure you add them in a sequence that makes sense if you have a more complex shed design. This is all of the different settings we have for roller doors.